The American Civil War was not just a conflict, it was a turning point in human history, a war that decided the fate of millions and reshaped the identity of a nation. To understand America, you must understand this war. Before the first shot was fired, the United States was already divided. The North was industrial, fast-growing, and powered by immigrant labor. The South relied on plantation wealth, cotton exports, and enslaved labor. By 1860, 4 million people were enslaved in America. Politicians tried to keep peace through fragile compromises. But every deal only delayed the inevitable. The question could no longer be avoided. Could the nation remain half slave and half free? Abraham Lincoln believed it could not. In 1860, Lincoln won the presidency, and the South saw it as a threat to their way of life. One by one, Southern states seceded, forming the Confederate States of America. Jefferson Davis became their president. Armies were raised. Flags were changed. The nation split. On April 12, 1861, Confederate cannons opened fire on Fort Sumter. The first shots of the Civil War shook the nation. Lincoln called for volunteers. The North mobilized. The South mobilized. War had begun. The North had industry, population, and railroads. The South had stronger generals and home field advantage. The Confederate strategy was survival. The Union strategy was the Anaconda Plan: surround and suffocate. The first major battle at Bull Run shattered the illusion of a quick war. Stonewall Jackson earned his legendary name. The Union Army fled in chaos. The war turned bloodier at Antietam, the deadliest single day in American history. Over 22,000 men were killed, wounded, or missing. But the Union held the field, giving Lincoln momentum for the Emancipation Proclamation. The war was no longer just about preserving the nation. It became a fight to end slavery. In the West, General Ulysses S. Grant rose to prominence with relentless victories. His triumph at Vicksburg split the Confederacy in half. Lincoln recognized his value. "I cannot spare this man. He fights." In July 1863, the war reached its turning point at Gettysburg. Lee invaded the North, hoping for a decisive victory. Pickett's charge, 12,500 men marching into cannon fire, ended in disaster. The Confederacy would never fully recover from Gettysburg. Later that year, Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address, only 272 words, yet immortal. In 1864, General Sherman began his march through Georgia, destroying supply lines. His goal was simple: break the South's ability to continue the war. Atlanta fell. The march to the sea crippled the Confederacy. Meanwhile, Grant relentlessly pursued Lee in Virginia. By April 1865, Lee's army was starving, surrounded, and exhausted. Lee surrendered to Grant at Appomattox Courthouse. The Civil War was over. More than 600,000 Americans were dead, cities destroyed, families shattered. Just 5 days later, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. Reconstruction began, a long, painful effort to rebuild the South and expand freedom. The 13th Amendment ended slavery. The 14th and 15th redefined citizenship and voting rights. The Civil War answered 3 questions. Could the nation survive? Would slavery end? What is freedom? The answers reshaped America forever. The Civil War didn't just end a conflict. It created a new America. History is not just the past. It is the story of who we are. If you want more documentaries like this, subscribe and join us as we explore America's past.